Canada has long been America's closest ally, but that could soon be changing as it reaches out to China to build closer relations. This would be a major blow to Washington, given that it, along with Canada, share the longest border in the world, and Canada is also the second largest country by area, with many resources and minerals that the United States relies on. So how did we get to this point? Well, things are actually developing really quickly. So Prime Minister Mark Carney of Canada and President Xi Jinping had a high-stakes meeting where they agreed to help thaw relations between the two countries. It's a huge development because the two countries have had, need I say, very tense relations. Things started off when, for instance, Canada extradited a very important Chinese businesswoman to the United States, upsetting China. China, some people say, retaliated by arresting two Canadians who are often referred to as the two Michaels. If you live in Canada like myself, you have seen this all over the news, and this was portrayed as a very sad case. Only recently was it actually revealed that one of these Michaels was actually a spy, so Canada was actually trying to spy on China. Canada has also claimed that China is engaging in election interference, which I do find a little laughable because even if that's happening, I mean, the United States is actually threatening to annex Canada, and of course, many of our politicians bend backwards to try to please Israel, of course. But given that the United States, as I said, is now trying to threaten to annex our country, is imposing tariffs, and even, people within the political mainstream are distrusting the Trump administration, Canada absolutely needs to diversify its relations and trading partners to ensure that its economy is safe. And while I'm not a fan at all of our government, I actually really do not like our current government, I think this is a smart move to reach out to China, which of course is, the second largest by some measures, and if not the largest economy in the world. And this is actually a very good moment to do this because according to public opinion polls, for the first time ever, Canadians are actually more mistrustful of the United States than it is of China. And of course, when, the President of the United States keeps calling your Prime Minister governor and says he wants to take over your country, that's obviously not a surprising finding. And as a more minor point, of course, even just from a more geopolitical angle, superpowers are the ones that often dictate policy. Smaller countries or middle powers like Canada, for instance, this is a country with just 40 million people, we're often unable to stand up on our own because we often get lumped in with one larger country. And for a long time, that's been the United States. But one way to maintain a foreign policy that's independent is often to balance countries against each other, to work with multiple superpowers, and when one is not doing what you want, you go work with the other one, and this way you can kind of leverage the best advantages from both places. Needless to say, I think this is actually a good move for Canada to reach out to China, but let me know what you think in the comments below.